throughout history shows a deep human wish to connect with those who have passed away and to understand what happens after we die. This video looks into the cultural, religious, historical, psychological, and technological aspects of deceased soldiers reuniting with their families, battlefield ghost stories, and how modern technology like AI relates to these experiences. Deceased soldiers and family reunions. The concept of deceased soldiers reuniting with their families after death is deeply rooted in spiritual and religious beliefs across various cultures. Many religions, including Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, and Buddhism, hold that souls may reunite with loved ones in an afterlife, supported by anecdotal reports such as near-death experiences, medium communications, apparitions, and battlefield ghost stories. However, scientific perspectives often attribute these experiences to psychological phenomena, like grief hallucinations and stress-induced illusions, lacking verifiable proof of literal reunions. Religious perspectives on afterlife reunions. What does Christianity teach? Christianity teaches believers will reunite in heaven with possible spiritual visitations and purgatory appearances. The Angel of Mons legend from Woyuwo 1 exemplifies wartime spiritual stories. Islam holds a different outlook, however it is similar in belief. For instance, belief in Barzakh, intermediate state, martyrs alive in paradise, dream visitations, and jinn mimicking the dead. Historical cases include post-Battle of Badr awareness of the dead. Judaism focuses on the world to come with rare family reunions, mentions of dibbuks and dream communications. The Golem of Prague shows mystical connections to the dead. Eastern traditions. Hinduism highlights reincarnation and ancestor rituals. Buddhism teaches about transitional states and possible appearances in dreams. Japanese folklore includes yurei, ghosts of fallen samurai. Historical cases and battlefield legends have been handed down throughout the years. Numerous ghost stories and apparitions, yes, have been reported. Most notably, War 1 and War 2 Phantom Armies, the Angels of Mons, amongst many others. American Civil War battlefields like Gettysburg and Chickamauga, with spectral soldier sightings. Modern military folklore includes Vietnam War visions and Tower of London ghost tales. Scientific explanations often cite grief, PTSD, and battlefield stress as causes for these phenomena. Now we come on to Roman and pagan military religious practices. Roman soldiers believed in many gods to support them in battle. They worshipped a group of gods related to war and the state, focusing on victory, discipline, and loyalty. Key gods included Mars, the god of war, Jupiter Optimus Maximus, the king of the gods, Bellona, the goddess of war, and Victoria, who represented victory. They held special festivals and performed rituals for these gods. Foreign cults like Mithras, Jupiter, Dolichonus, Isis, and Serapis were adopted, showing a mix of beliefs. Soldiers swore oaths to emperors, who were seen as almost divine. Personal practices included carrying household gods like Lares and Penates, worshipping sacred standards, and checking omens before battle. Key military religious acts included devotion, which is self-sacrifice, triumph, which are victory parades, and sacramentum, which are oaths. Archaeological evidence. The Vindolanda tablets and Mithraea near military sites provide compelling proof of these practices. Pagan British and Celtic warrior cults. Before and during Roman occupation, British and Celtic warriors worshipped powerful pagan gods intimately connected to war and nature. Celtic deities like Cosidius, Belenus, Andraste, Camulus, and Morrigan stood as prominent figures among the revered war gods and goddesses. Germanic gods. Post-Roman Anglo-Saxons venerated Tiw, Woden, and Thunor. Worship practices included sacred groves, ancestor veneration, battle omens, and offerings such as weapons and sacrifices. Roman syncretism. Celtic gods combined with Roman gods like Mars and Camulus or Sulis and Minerva. Christianization. Pagan ideas remained in folklore, even with Christianity being dominant. Sword-bending rituals in warrior cultures. In the Iron Age and early medieval times, people had a common ritual of damaging weapons, like swords, on purpose, before placing them as sacred gifts. This act of sword-bending was meant to release the sword's power to the gods or to show that it was no longer usable. This practice was found in Celtic Europe, such as with the Battersea Shield and Lyn Serig Bach, and in Germanic and Viking areas like Nydam Mose and Illerup Edal. Possible meanings include offerings to war gods, preventing enemy use, accompanying a warrior's death or signifying peace. Christianity partially ended overt pagan offerings, though some practices persisted in folklore. Roman soldiers on the borders mixed local Celtic ceremonies with their own. They started worshipping gods like Mars, Camulus, and Sulis, Minerva. They combined battle magic, offered weapons as votes, and created warrior initiation rituals like Mithraism. Pagan soldiers, afterlife beliefs, and pre-battle rituals. Celtic warriors believed in amazing other worlds like Anan and Mag Mell, and also thought about reincarnation. They buried goods and weapons to show these beliefs. Norse and Germanic warriors believe in Valhalla and Folkvanger as places for warriors after they die, with ship burials and cremation rituals. Roman legionaries hope for Elysium for heroes, while mystery cults give salvation and honor ancestors. Before battles, there are rituals that include seeking signs from the gods, making sacred oaths, feeling battle excitement, making sacrifices, throwing spears to Odin, and seeking omens in Rome. Beliefs about warriors coming back from the afterlife? Many cultures have stories of brave warriors who come back to fight again, through being reborn or returning as spirits. Norse Einherjar, these are warriors in Valhalla who will battle at Ragnarok. Celtic and Welsh legends, the Fianna and the Knights of King Arthur in repose awaiting their moment to arise in times of necessity. Hinduism and Buddhism focus on reincarnation, connected to karma and dharma. The Greek Spartoi are mythical warriors that came from dragons' teeth, suggesting that they could create endless armies, which is remarkably interesting. In Japanese Shinto, fallen samurai can turn into either vengeful or noble spirits. Modern beliefs, phantom armies and legends, like the Wild Hunt. W2 and modern phantom armies, the Phantom Army of Dunkirk. In the 1940 Dunkirk evacuation, some people saw ghostly medieval archers and knights helping the retreat. Connected to stories like the Battle of Agincourt and Arthurian myths, explanations include mass hallucinations, folklore reinforcement, or supernatural intervention. Other WoW2 phantom sightings. Crete, 1941. Allied troops saw pale warriors in ancient Greek armor. Normandy D-Day, 1944. People saw shadowy figures and invisible snipers. Stalingrad, 1942. A battalion of ghostly soldiers seemed to show up and then disappear. Pacific Theater, there were reports of phantom kamikaze pilots. Battle of the Bulge, ghostly tank units were spotted. These stories often come from how we cope in tough situations, our shared memories, and the spooky feeling of battlefields. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe to catch Part 2.